It says I'm live. Oh, okay. I might be too early for a lot of my family members, but I wanted to find out how everybody was doing. Find out if Melinda is pretty well packed up, ready to go. And then, of course, it's getting close to Neil going on his little trip. Man, everybody's getting excited about it. Says I got one, but I don't see nobody. Hello. It's a surprise. Somebody left. Somebody just bounced in and bounced out and bounced back in again. And it's Eric. Hey, Eric. Happy Friday? Wait a minute. No, it's still Wednesday. Doggone it. Had to look. I see you. Yeah, Eric's hanging in there. Is there two of you? Had to wake him up. There's Peggy. How's Peggy doing? There's Christina. I tried to call you, Christina, earlier today. Couldn't get you. Eric, how's the weather down there? Was it hot today? We didn't have no humidity today. That was a good thing. Oh, now you realize I'm here. I've been cutting weeds, not grass. That's weeds. Have you heard anything about your mama? Yeah, well, we wasn't that hot. We were, I don't know, 80 something. But there was no humidity. It was uh I was out there pushing the weed eater and weed whacker around, and it wasn't even, I was like, hey, there was a breeze blowing too. It didn't even break a sweat. Well, let's see. That now Neil's supposed to be on. Christina said nothing else. I've kept my phone as close by as I possibly could and checked it as often as I could. Uh, but I hadn't heard nothing. Oh boy, last week did, huh? Well, you're used to it, I imagine. I've just, I've just enjoyed the weather today myself. I will tell you, I'm tired. Let's see. Thursday, our high is only 79. Thursday, we got 82 tomorrow. Or no, that's tomorrow. 79. It was 82 today. We're in the low 80s. But guess what? Comes Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we got that good old liquid sunshine coming again. Yeah, I imagine. You go from just zipping down the road to, uh-oh, watch out. They don't know how to drive. They don't know where they're going. Yeah, yeah, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we got rain. 55%. And right now, Monday and Tuesday, they're saying 35%. But up through Saturday, we're in good shape. And Christina, if you're there, I got two questions. Have you heard how your mama's doing? And when is church camp? What part of June is church camp? Pretty much 90. Yeah. That's a little warmer than I want it to be. Unless I got a bucket of water to sit in. Supposed to get my pickup truck back again. I still ain't got it back. Now they're saying tomorrow. Uh, they called me today at 12 o'clock on the money. They took me serious when I was talking about you want my money, but you know you're gonna have to talk to me. And he told me they had all the parts, and it looked like they should be able to get it done today. Well, at 4:49, I hadn't heard nothing, and I called him. I said, calling about my pickup. What does it look like? He says, well, it looks like it's going to be in the morning sometime or sometime tomorrow morning. They, uh, uh, they, had it running, but hadn't charged the AC and stuff back up yet. And he did tell me he would come and get me. So that's a good deal. Valve cover, some kind of electrical part that has something to do with balance of the motor, and timing chain, AC compressor. Bearings were gone out in it. So it's supposed to have been ready last Friday, this past Friday. Then they told me it'd be Monday or Tuesday. Then they told me Wednesday. And now they're telling me it's Thursday. We almost gone through the week, ain't we? But he did say today, he says, I said, well, we got hay in the field and everybody will be gone in the morning. Uh, just call me when it's ready. He says, if we need to, we'll send somebody come pick you up. I said, alrighty, thank you. That's what I was expecting to hear. I was expecting to hear that yesterday or the day before. So Scott says, just come pick me up at the hayfield and we'll run down there and get it. And I said, no, I'm going to tell him to send somebody come pick me up. That's highly possible. Because the girl that works there, I was wearing one of my shirts and she got my channel. Yep. They said it's like $5,500 worth of hefty. Well, the only thing was, they told me it was 20.5 hours or 20.6. It was under 21 hours. And I was like, okay. Then they used the excuse the parts didn't get there. Then she told me the parts were coming that day. And it's just one excuse after the other. But that was okay. As long as they stayed in contact with me, that's all I cared about. It wasn't like I was stranded or anything. Yeah, yeah. That's the way I looked at it, Peggy. Uh, uh, I looked at it that way because of the fact that I like my little truck. Uh, every time I get in and out of one of these bigger trucks, my knees talk to me and everything else, and I'm like, I miss my truck. I miss my truck. But uh, I know what I got, you know, and like I said before, I think I said once before, it's just got like 83,000 miles on it. Uh, yeah, yeah. My insurance went up, and I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't had no tickets. I ain't even been, seriously. And I told them at the insurance company last time I pay it every 6 months. I said, uh, yeah, you have to pay taxes on the purchase when you buy it now. Used to is now one tax. In fact, that's what I pay on this one because I bought it before the new law went into effect. And now, what's funny is that little pickup cost me about $100 a year. My camper is $20 a year, and it's rated value wise with the insurance company. It's insured for more than the pickup is. Yeah, I'm really not that fond of. I'm not fond of some of the stuff on my truck. Some of the electronic stuff that's on there, I'm not that fond of it. Uh, I would say so. Uh, I mean, they have to change the oil because I lost my oil. Oil job was $69 to for oil and filter, which that really ain't bad a price compared to some of these places around here I've seen. Uh, Let me look here. There we go. There was one part that was over $1,000. Oh, the oil change was $63.70. I had to have a serpentine belt, which is a serpentine belt is $150. 146.06. Crankshaft sensor. That's uh, is $184. Don't put a new air filter in it. $75. And some other thing here that has something to do with the oil and the pressure. $1,280. Timing chain replacement and everything. Opening and closing the engine valves, crankshaft. The timing chain drives the camshaft which controls the opening and closing of the engine valves. $2,984. Then they got some shop charges, which are about $45. Then they got the taxes. And yeah, I said AC compressor, didn't I? That's not on this list. This is the first one they sent me. Comes to $49.96.93. Now, the air compressor was like $500. It was a little over 500. So you add that to that. Then you come up with around 5,500 and something. Oh, that truck was a Nissan. They usually, yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, we've got full size trucks out here. We got something to uh, pull any kind of trailer we need to pull. We got a dump truck. I don't need a little bitty truck. I mean, I don't need a big truck, and it's so easy to park when you go somewhere and to go pick up some feed and stuff like that. It's perfect. Yeah, yeah. That's the way we do it now. We have to pay the tax when you buy the vehicle now. Used to it wasn't that way. Now it is. Now you had to pay every year on the value of the what they valued the vehicle for. But now when you buy it, you pay it. It's done with. It's done. You're done with it. Yeah, they might be cheaper. Meg's little house in the country. How you doing? I'm just getting caught up. That's actually cheap. The last time I had the oil change, Eric, I paid it was 70 with tax and all. It's a little over $70. Well, the catch to it is, Peggy, them prices include warranty. You know. Now she told me she could have got me a cheaper compressor from I forgot who from which one from now. It wasn't Napa. No. Uh, no. Anyway, one auto parts store. It was $100 cheaper, but it wasn't. Didn't have no warranty. She couldn't warranty it. Yeah, that's probably about right, Peggy. But these are genuine Chevrolet parts. Hey, this way, it's all under warranty. And if he done a good job, and there ain't nothing wrong with none of the parts they put on, it's going to last me for the rest of the time I'm able to drive or here to drive. Yep. See, that's what I'm saying. I put I had a baby seat in the middle in the back seat. It's a 4 door, and the back seat, and two booster chairs, one on each side. I had all three kids around, one, and then the passenger seat in the front. One of them was old enough to sit up there. Uh, as long as I could haul the kids around, that's all I really cared about. If I, had to have more room. And Christina never did answer me, did she? Yeah. Well, guess what? Hers broke down yesterday. The second time it's broke down on her. Now that motor's been going out on her for a long time. It don't sound good, and she just keeps on driving it. Yep, but it broke down on her yesterday. She can't get it in. It's stick shift. She can't get it to go in reverse, and It's going to need a clutch. It'll be the second clutch put in it. But I think hers is like a 2000. I think that's a 2011 or something like that. Yeah, she's no. Hers is a little 5 speed. I think it is. Nobody we don't nobody hardly ever drives it but her. I've drove it a few times, but I think it's a 5 speed. And Yeah. Well, the Chevrolet dealer who's working on it is where I bought it at, but it's been bought out. It's under a different ownership now. Uh, yeah, Petra's. Hey, 3B Homestead, there you are. Good to see you. 3B's on the scene with some twisted carrots. Uh, yeah, that well, in Germany, just about everything was stick shift, and she wanted a stick shift. The only problem driving that car is before you even try to sit in that little car, it's too small for me. It ain't got no room. You have to slide the seat back because Peter has it slid all the way to the steering wheel. Yeah. Well, you have to buy their factory parts, even if it ain't under warranty, if you want warranty on it. That's a lot of miles. How far behind am I? I think I'm running behind here. Yeah, I like your truck too, Meg. I wouldn't want an automatic living up there where you do. I wish mine was a stick. To be honest with you, for bad weather and stuff like that. Yeah, if I try to sit down in her car, if I was going there right now and try to sit down in it, I'd sit on the steering wheel. Like, who drives this close to the steering wheel? Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I've took everything out of it before I carried it down there. So when I bring it home, I'm just gonna clean it up real good and vacuum it out. Living on a farm, gravel driveways, you know, you tote a bunch of gravels and everything else in the floorboard. So it is what it is. You leave the windows down, it gets full of dust. I mean, you can clean it once, twice a week, and I call it my mail truck because all my mail ends up in the passenger seat. Long cowboy adventures. You mowing grass? Well, I'd rather do that than to mow the weeds I've been mowing. Good to see you, buddy. I gotta get caught up. Yeah, locking them tools up. If you don't, they'll. Well, you've been out riding that motorcycle and let your grass grow so tall. Yeah, yeah. I think Meg's ahead of me. I think she's done more physical labor in the yard than I have. Cause she's been swinging that. She's been swinging that that handheld weed eater. Oh yeah, well we do too, but not till Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You know, some guys got a. I know's got a stick in a little Nissan truck. I don't know what year it is. It's it's an older model truck, but he said I ain't never seen nothing get as good as gas mileage as this thing does. I do what I can and leave the rest for everybody else. Peggy says she wants to be able to ride and eat at the same time. Policeman pull you over asking how much you had to drink. Oh, since when? Today. About 36 ounces of water. Make that 48. I had a Coke too. It was a 12-ounce can. That's exactly right. Hardly nobody. Christina don't know how to drive a stick. That's the truth. They get in there and don't know what to do. Yeah, my son learned to drive a stick right here the driveway through the front through the front yard across the field down back on the driveway making circles around and around. Uh, we used to go to the hayfield when we were doing square bells, and I had a van. Uh, when he was little, you had to entertain this boy, so I bought a van, customized van, and had the TV built in and everything where you could play movies on it and all that. And I'd let him drive that van in the hayfield. But I told him he had to pay me. Back then you could buy a square bale of hay for like $2. I told him $2 a bale every time you hit one of them, and he would drive and swing in and out and go zigzag through them. He couldn't even really see over the windshield good. He had a hard time reaching the gas pedal and the brake. But he was in an open hayfield, so I, he never hit one. He never had to pay for a bale of hay. That's one thing I can say. I can't remember him ever hitting a bale of hay. It surprised me because I told him he had every one you hit. Well, I mean, we're going to take the string off and spread it out and rebale it, But he don't know that. But I was going to charge him $2 for it if he did. And yeah, I'm kind of upset with him. He sent me a picture of my grandbaby sitting in a chair on top of a dinosaur. And underneath that picture, he goes, "Don't this bring back memories back when you first started driving?" Hey, Neil, we knew you'd show up. Yeah, yeah. Does this bring back memories when you first started driving? Well, I spoiled his little fun because I just played right along with him. I said, "Oh yeah, I remember having to dodge them things going up and down the road all day long." And I said, "But that wasn't the bad part of the memory of that. It was them square wheels we started out with." Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. So then he couldn't. He didn't have nothing to come back with. You see, but he don't know it. But his days are coming. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna. Well, you can answer my questions. You're gonna tell me you're going to Nashville. Well, at least you do is answer my questions. Well, I knew you were busy, so I didn't. I knew, I didn't bother you, and I figured you were just busy. But what week in June is church camp? But the first question was, how is your mother? I have not heard nothing. Yeah. You know, nowadays they inspect the car before they take you on a road test, or they started doing that. Back when I started driving, they just jumped in. Let's go. Okay, round the block. Ah, that's good enough. Now I've dodged a few of those down there in South Florida. What is that? What's that road? My memory that cuts over 90 over to 95 down south down there, Alligator Alley. That's what we always call it. I can't remember the number of the road now. Seen the many gators down there. Meg, I got into it. It really the wind hadn't bothered my sinuses, but I finally had a breakthrough in my sinuses yesterday, or last night, and okay, that was one of my questions, but it wasn't my first one. First one was, have you heard from your mother? I've kept the phone close by just in case and checked it as often as I could, and I haven't heard nothing from anybody. But anyway, back to the mine. What got me was the stuff that come off them weeds blowing through the air that stunk so bad. Oh, nasty weeds, smelling things. Uh, it just tore my sinuses all to pieces. I woke up in the middle of the night. Oh. I really could fit into. Let's see. A 71 Lincoln. I took mine in a 64 or 60, was it 63? Ford Galaxy, I think it was. I can't do that. That goes straight to my brain. And I'd choke to death. How you Yeah, a lot of salt water down there. But I couldn't inhale it. You don't have no stuffed up noses, do you, Eric? Don't bring water. That's it. Well, if Christine ain't gonna answer my question, when I get my truck back in the morning, I'm headed whatever direction that is where her mama's at. I don't want to say it on. I don't want to say it on the air. But I couldn't tell you the name of it anyway. But it's over there. I asked, have you heard anything else about your mother? I haven't received no calls or anything. That was my first question. My second question was, what week was camp, church camp? Okay. Last time I talked to you, you had me, that for them to call me if need be, and I hadn't heard. I hadn't heard nothing. I think I'll still, if uh, if I'm up to it. Yeah. So camp's on the 12th. It's a 1 day event, right? Yeah. Yeah. Neil's counting down too. I've been counting down too, Neil. I'm like, I don't know. I can't remember the days, but I'm like, it's under 2 weeks now. I know. You got goats going to the island on the 15th. I haven't been stranded at home, but I have been stranded at home because, well, I can take picture. I'm glad I hadn't been driving her car while she's at work because that sucker would have broke down on me. Uh, but I haven't been wanting to go nowhere or trying not to go nowhere I didn't need to. Yep, you got their passport ready, Christina? They're all ready. Okay, they got their passports now. Hmm. Yeah, they're going out into international waters, out to the island. Well, how's my grandbabies doing? Are they all right? Oh, they're asleep. Okay. Well, now I really do feel honored, Neil. But you can go back and keep on playing it when it's over, when we leave. Huh? Are they paving or something up there, Christina? Hmm. I know it's not snowing up there, and it's not raining. Daniel, he run into uh, Daniel run into some severe weather, and he said he saw some turned over vehicles and everything else with a storm from a storm out in Texas the other day. Eh, I haven't decided yet, Peggy, or she or he hadn't decided. Uh, I was telling Scott today. I was laying there in the bed this morning, and I heard a Bonnie, and I thought that sounded awful close. Of course, they all sound awful close to my bedroom window from the barn straight down across the field there. And I get up there in that window of the barn and go to hollering, but I thought it was out there where Clyde's at. But by the time I jumped up and was able to make it over there to find out if it was coming from the barn or if it was coming from Clyde's pen, it shut up. And I was like, oh, yeah, shut your mouth now. You woke me up and you ain't going to let me verify. Bonnie. Bonnie and Clyde. Right now, Christina, I've either got Clyde and Clyde Jr., or I got Clyde and Bonnie. Peggy, you got to name them. The first two. And they might be keeping it a secret from me. Bonnie and Clyde was real good about hiding out, not telling, not telling nobody that stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. So it's gonna be Clyde Jr. If it's another male, we're gonna have Clyde and Clyde Jr. And we're gonna go down there and get Bonnie and you know send them to family counseling because apparently they wasn't getting along. And Clyde run off with Clyde Jr. and took his kid and left Bonnie behind. Scott's tried to catch one talking so he could figure out which one it was. I went down there the other day and he's like, "Man, I did my best." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I was trying to guarantee that you had a Bonnie." And I'm like, "I thought you thought I had a Bonnie already." Just said, "I'm afraid." Yeah, he heard one talking. Now we were in the high tunnel this afternoon tying up tomatoes, and there them girls were sounding off in the barn. I mean, they were just going on and on and on. But you. It's like they know you're out there and you're trying to catch them, and they just shut up when you get there, or they all go into panic squawk mode. But they're really you can walk in there with them, and they don't really go crazy. They're really tame guineas. You know, docile. The chicken. I didn't have my camera today, so out there. So let me tell you, I got the big DR mower, and one of them friendly chickens that run around jumps right up on the deck of it while I'm mowing. Just sits up there. I'm like, now I had my camera down there, but it was way back at the fence post, and I was like, oh man. I was going to try to turn around and go back to the camera, but she didn't stay on. When I turned around, she got off. She's like, thanks for the ride. This is where I wanted to go. But you need a bush hog. But them chickens ain't scared of the lawnmower, the bush hog, it don't matter. They just think everything is going to stop for them. They think everything will stop. It's okay. You will stop. You will let me do what I want to do. Yeah, it's rare you beat Neil to a punchline. But I have, I've got to get back to cutting grass. Uh, I think I'm gonna, gotta get, I think I'm gonna get the camper and the pickup both cleaned up real good. So I gotta have to focus on them for a couple of days. And think I got to go get a battery for the camper. But I'm so tired of cutting weeds. I got Scott down there at the berries today looking at them and showing him what needed to be done. The ones I mowed around and got to be cleaned out. Is and you're taking the dog to put in on the island too, right? I don't know about the island, Christina. That's something y'all will be doing early in the morning, or it won't be 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you go. And I know that. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, I'd just take them over and turn them loose and say, eat for a month. They'll probably clear a few acres out in a heartbeat. Oh, me oh my. Well, good. We can go over there one afternoon or something one day. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to go over there every day, uh, probably twice a day until they get settled in. We have to wait for it to get back from wherever it's going. They got it going. That's all they know. Neil. Oh, man. Well, hello, Tina. Tina is on the scene. Good to see you. Uh, let's see. Neil, a week and 2 days. Mm-mm-mm. Did you find any snakes? I've sent Brandon. I emailed Brandon, or not email, but was it email or text? Anyway, I sent pictures of 2 snakes to him. Just gonna. He thinks he's got one coming in the mail. That first one, the one I posted in the grass, well, the only one I posted, I think. I might have posted both of them. I don't know anymore. It was a king snake. That was a king snake. It's a big old thing, king snake. And Uh, Wait a minute, and I'll tell you what that one was. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about getting one, putting it in a little box and sending it to him. And he see my name on it, he'd be going, "I ain't opening that box." He he wouldn't answer, he wouldn't open that box. He, he might get his pew pew out, start popping it. I don't know if I. Uh, that's what I meant to do, and I forgot all about it. I sure did. The other one was a water moccasin. Uh, I could send him an empty box, and it'd scare him. He wouldn't open the box. 18-mile-an-hour wind. I found something. I don't remember if I put it in there. I meant to if I didn't. Uh, I found something I hadn't seen in a while. In its caterpillar nest. I think I put it in my last video. If I didn't, I meant to. But yeah, caterpillar nest. Whole bunch of caterpillars. I was like, man, I hadn't seen one around here in a long time. I always, some things you just don't respond to. Oh. Meg, have you did you get your plants in your planted? Or is that a secret? You know, she's getting to be as good as having secrets as Brandon. Christina, I'm not even going to put that up there on the screen. Shouldn't be telling. You shouldn't be telling stories on here like that. Daniel's on his way back from Texas, and well, when Scott went to the house, it had been a couple of hours that went by, and he hadn't heard from him. He had sent him a text and asked if he was going to stay anywhere for the night or were they coming on home. And hadn't received no response as of 9 o'clock. It was dark when we went in. No, Peggy. Uh, I mean, he's getting around and doing stuff, but they're still setting up stuff. He's still got doctor visits in June at Emory down in Atlanta. Uh, no, it's 10:58 here, Christina. And trying. He's still taking the key. He's still taking the chemo pill. Uh, but what the next steps are going to be is I don't know. He don't either really. They made that trip down there back a few weeks ago to find out that the doctor didn't have none of his information from everybody else yet. It was a wasted trip. So, do y'all realize half this year's already gone? One more month. We'll be halfway to Christmas. Well, that's going to happen. That's going to be tomorrow the way the time's going. Uh, yeah, tomorrow you'll be waking up and June the 30th. You'll be like, wow. Oh, it's going to be the 29th for another hour here. And it's already been the 30th for a few hours at Neil's. If they don't stop raining every other day, exactly, Eric. And it's not. It's still tornadoes floating all over the place. Yeah, but Christina, you got to come back home. When you get here, you'll lose that hour. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. I think it's going to be a. There's been so many tornadoes. It makes me want to think the hurricane season is going to be almost nothing. You know, I've been trying to figure out how not to get so much junk mail in my mailbox. And no matter what you do, I'm thinking about start sending every political and every kind of advertisement pamphlet that comes to the house, putting it back in the mailbox and put return to sender on. I don't know. Do you think they'll send a sales paper back to them, return to sender? If it don't have the ones that have my address on it, they will, but maybe. But I mean, it is. If they don't send them back, that's tampering with the mail, isn't it? If they just discard it, they can't do that. They got to send it back. Peter was out there on the. I had the DR mower and the weed whacker and the little one both going today. And Peter was on the riding lawnmower. She's dangerous, I'm telling you. You don't wear just safety glasses around her. You have to have a hard hat and body armor and everything else. And she can be mowing 500 feet away. It's still dangerous to be on the same property with her when she's mowing. You hear something go blink, 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 boom, duck. You know, you bite the dust. You go down. You cover your head. She don't hear none of that. She's got them earphones in her ears, them earplugs, or either music, one of the two going in her ear, and she don't even know she run over something. It's a good idea right there, Neil. Hey, has anybody? Let me ask you this. I was watching a thing about uh, something that was good for your body as far as overall warm lemon juice, lemon water, warm lemon water was good for a lot of things. Plus, it kills some bacteria in your body. Eric with biscuits. Has anybody ever heard that? It She'll run over a shovel and sling it at you. I'm telling you, it don't matter. She don't stop. Whatever's in the yard, it can be a stick you shouldn't be running over. It don't matter. Ducks don't sound like that. But you'll learn to duck anyway. I'm telling you, Neil, because you don't know which way she's throwing something with that lawnmower. Oh, you ain't got them fixed yet? You got them off? But I'm thinking about trying it. I'm gonna try it for a week. Get some lemon and some fresh squeezed lemon and warm some water and mix it together and try it for a week and see. Well, that's part of the help keep things clean things out and stuff. It's what they say. You know, it's supposed to be good for your bowels too. Supposedly, that's kind of stuff. But uh, but I don't know if I lemon water. But if I do it, I want to do it with fresh lemons. I tell you one thing you don't do around here is you don't have if Christina's mama's around, you don't have tea without lemon. If you ain't got no lemon, you in trouble. Just warm up, lifting. They didn't say that, Peggy. They said warm lemon water. But tea is actually not good for you, from what I've been told. But I've drank a lot of it. Oh no, you got to have a big bottle of lemon juice for her mama, or real lemons. She one night she was staying here. I was watching her, and it was the first time this occurred. And I said, "You want a glass of sweet tea?" Yeah. I brought her a glass of sweet tea. Where's the lemon? No lemon? Where's the lemon? I gotta have lemon. I had to go borrow lemon from Petra. I mean, yeah, I think if everything goes right, I don't know if I want to drive my truck anywhere, any distance tomorrow until I make sure I'm happy that it's fixed. You know what I mean? Uh, Christina's mama. Sour as a lemon. Hey, did you see 3B Homestead picking carrots? They're raising twisted carrots. They had a carrot that was twisted. No, no, not the one in the hospital. That's her mama is in assisted living. Well, good night, Christina. Y'all be safe. Love y'all. That's an awesome green thumb. I didn't mean to do that. I was looking at my thumb. Yeah, well, it was yesterday or day before. I think it was yesterday with the twisted carrot. Next thing you know, they'll have twisted cucumbers. uh, but let's see. Yeah, cricket squash. You never turn your back on one of them. Your wallet will disappear. Yeah. Well, Myers get most of the stuff out of California. Most of it. Well, you should have stayed. You should have walked a little faster, Neil. And you stayed in front of it. Never floor mat. Mercy. You were gonna listen to it one way or the other, wasn't you? I'll tell you, uh, I'm not getting started very early in the day. Uh, but we've been tearing up some afternoons. We decided not to. We wasn't putting cages on the tomatoes. Some of them's got cages around them. We're just stringing them, and we did one row in the high tunnel today. I think Scott Daniel did one the other day, so uh, they're just about all done now. Video game rumor. Gooner 58. Nice of you to drop by. CD 3P3. We just try to keep it to where if any kid was to come on here, they wouldn't have to go or see something they shouldn't see. Yeah, you're welcome to hang around. I don't. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't let you come on, but no, the first time in here, you'd have to be with us for a while. Uh, but yeah, I think the link. I don't know. I think he's wanting to come go live on here with us. You play a lot of games. You play video game. Gooner 58. What kind of games do you play? I don't play none online. I just play. I just play them. I forget what kind of game machine I got in there at the TV. Oh, I just play the one with the Cowboys on it. But no, I don't do it online though. I just do the game itself. I tried it. I had a free thing to try it. I didn't like it. Everybody was mean to me. Just because I'd shoot one of them, they'd all gang up on me. I mean, I had some that had bow and arrows shooting them at me. I'd be riding off on my horse and they were shooting my horse right off from under me. Made me fall and spill me out all on the ground. It wasn't nice to me at all. And the only reason I pulled out that 6 shooter and let him have it was because he looked like he was getting ready to do it to me. And I said, no, you going for I do. Yeah, uh, I found places on it uh, where I don't, I've learned how to play it without the bad language. Let's put it that way. And when I first got it, I was like, oh no, nope, nope, nope. And people told me a few different things. Them are they're antiques now. Pinballs, what she means. Yeah, them machines are. If you find those machines, they're worth a lot of money now. Yeah, all you gotta do is have an antique phone. the first, the first one I ever had was was probably about that tall and probably about that wide, and you could hold it in your hand, and it had a little steel ball, little steel ball in there and two little hole things on each end, and you had to roll it through a couple of little things and get it to go to the hole on the other side, and you just moved it back and forth till you got it where you wanted it to. Entertaining while you're driving down the road, this could be. Made you a back seat passenger just as quiet, you know. Yeah, pinball's what she meant. I tell you what, years ago, Scott and Peter come down to uh, meet us down at the truck stop down below Ringo, old 76 down there. If I was like headed down towards Atlanta, it's kind of out of the way to come to by the house and had to be at Atlanta in the morning, and you want to get through Atlanta before get to your destination there before morning traffic. But they'd come over and meet me and have dinner with me or whatever at the truck stop, and that's all they had was pinball machines in there. And oh, the worst mistake we ever done was give that girl a quarter. I thought they were going to throw us out of there. She got, I mean, she had a ball playing with the pinball machine. Are you talking about electronics? Oh, we had to teach her not to tilt the machine. She got loud. That ball be coming back down there. She had those flippers going, and she'd be ah. Hmm. It would have been a pinball machine, I'm sure. But I would. I couldn't tell you what the name of the pinball machine would have been. But the first pinball machine I ever played was one you held in your hand. Had a spring load on the end of it, and you pop it, and the thing went up, and it went do 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 do, just run around. It had no batteries, it had no plug in, and you just hit the pedals on the thing. But what the name of them would have been, I can't remember. Yeah, the first ones I ever had didn't have nothing to pull and pop. It just rolled around, and you had to get it to go through the maze and get up to the top, fall through, and it come to the bottom, and you had to flip it up back in again and do it again. That was the first ones I played. Then they did come out. I was older of. What in the world? Uh, they came out with the one where no batteries, no nothing, and you had a little spring load and shoot it up there, and you had the two little flippers on it. It was as close as to a video game as I could get, Peggy. Video game. I don't remember. Uh, it would have been something the kids played, I imagine, that I bought. I guarantee you one thing: it wasn't none of the fancy stuff they got now. But I just cannot remember. When all that came out, I was basically older. I was too busy running businesses and making money, and wasn't coordinated enough to do. Now, I I remember uh, the one game. I mean, their games have been around a long time at this point, but video games. But I remember when Pac-Man come out. Uh, I could tear that Pac-Man machine up. Them little oink, 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 could never catch me. Not until the points in the controller started to go bad. They got a set of point. They had a set of points in there that controlled it. They go start getting weak, then it didn't react like it ought to fast enough. But when it did work right, they couldn't catch me. Too many quarters. uh, I remember that game too. Fire department's pulling out of the prison over there for some reason. Yeah, I said, well, Pac-Man. I think when Pac-Man come out, I had to. I had the gas station down in Lafayette at the time, I think. And I stopped by another little country store, and they had that machine in there. And I was thinking, I could have one of them to put up at the store. And then I got thinking about it. No, everybody would be wanting to hang around then to play the games. I like prefer the customer go in and out. So, yeah, exactly. If the game's on there. Double lever. Boy, I tell you what, pinball come a long ways till it become till uh now they pinball goes back a long ways. The machines do in the stores anyway. They go back and there's some of them old ones. If the if the boards are in good shape and the backboard's in good shape on them, uh, there's they're worth some money. Yeah, well, Pac-Man, I'd play somebody that gas station, that little country store. They had a little sunk-in wall area, had some different games there, and I played that Pac-Man in there. Nobody wanted to play with me. If they did, they didn't want me to go first because I'd sit there forever. I think there was, babe. Yeah. Now, and I was on I was on a bowling team in middle school, and I think the only games they had was some pinball machines in there. But they didn't have all this action pinball machines, with all the lights and everything. It was ding, 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 boom, 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 and that was it. Wasn't all this flashing lights and all this kind of stuff that goes on now. Yeah, they worth some money, ain't they, Neil? Pac-Man. Pacman1.net. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I remember the peg game. I don't know what the names were called. You drop the thing in there and it go do and it goes and it's got 4 or 5 slots for it to go in down at the bottom. Well, see now y'all talking about the '90s because we really didn't have no computers until about 89, 90 when they started coming out and getting really popular. People, it wasn't bigger than your house. Well, then don't play them because you need to get out of your chair. Did did 3B Homestead go say good night earlier? Did I say good night? I don't remember. Are they still here? Just sitting in the background, peeking through the bushes. Yeah. Never heard of it. Yeah. Wish. Donkey Kong. Yeah. The one similar to Pac-Man. Do you remember the one that had the dots? It was all dots all over the board, and I forget how you played that. You had to. I think you had to. I think you had to maneuver kind of like Pac-Man. You had to get all the. You had to clear all the dots off the board. Frogger. I remember that too. See, all that had to come out after 1990. I'm sure. But let's see, I was busy making money, not playing games. But Michael was born in 1990, and that's when I kind of remember a lot of these games because that's how he got entertainment. He played these games. After that, I don't remember, Peggy. I just remember it was all dots on the board, and you had to something. Sometimes more than two or three things would be chasing after you. You didn't want to let them corner you, but you had to get all the dots off the board. A few years ago, Nintendo released Nintendo Classic Edition, preloaded with 36 of the classic Nintendo. Oh wow, 50 $59. That would have been a good deal if they had all the 36 games. Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of games over there for. What is that thing I got over there? I gotta go look now. It's bugging me to death. PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4. Yeah. Excuse me. Uh, uh, I got a tractor and a farm game that I downloaded that I came with it, and then I got one of like a treasure hunter game. Uh, Travel all through the countries, and people try to stop you and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then I bought that cowboy when I bought it. I just assumed it was, old, outdated, something that. Uh, but I was Western. It was pretty cool pictures on it and stuff. I thought, oh, I wonder how. And it's pretty good. It's pretty realistic as far as the people and all that stuff. Uh, you build your home and all that kind of stuff, and you go up in the mountains in the snow and all that. But it was cheap, and I thought it's worth checking out. So I got one of them, and it's the only game I've ever bought, just outright out bought. And like I said, when I first started looking at it, I was like playing it. I was like, I mean, there were some nasty mouth people, but I was following the instructions and going online and all that kind of stuff. But the story itself, if you know how to do it, you don't hear none of that. Okay. Jigsaw puzzles. Yeah, I don't. As far as online, I don't play nothing. Uh, Yahoo used to have a farm game I used to play. Uh, I can't remember what it was called, but I used to be my relaxing. I'd play it for about anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and that would be it. Uh, just before bed or something like that. Just something to relax, sit back. Kids in bed, you know, just something to do. Uh, I can't remember what it was called now, but it was a farm game, and you could interact with other people and send them trade stuff with them and everything else. Uh, yeah, but you were very limited. I had a old computer that did a lot of stuff. Uh, you could do reports on it and all kinds of stuff, but I didn't have no internet service. I remember people playing a farm game not too many years ago. Maybe. Yeah. Uh, and it might still be on Yahoo. It was real popular. Uh, but I mean, you could. They had real good graphics and everything. I mean, you could have animals. And,
motion detected in the front yard.
you could have animals and all kinds of stuff. Trees, gardens, uh, fencing, houses, barns. I mean, it was really. Uh, yep, you could grow your gardens on it. You could grow the garden, yeah, and other people could assist you for actually come by and visit your garden and fertilize and stuff like that for you. Uh, if you didn't do your garden in time, you'd lose your crops would die, and somebody could actually somebody could harvest it for you. Uh, yep, you sure did, Peggy. Uh, but I can't remember the name of it. But, and it got bigger and bigger, and uh, you could buy more land and expand and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Farmville. That's it. That's what it was called, Farmville. Yeah. That was about maybe anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour late in the evening after everything was calmed down. Uh, Everybody had their showers and baths and gone to bed. That was my moment of relaxation. Play Farmville for a few minutes. I had a friend who's passed away now that lived in Mississippi that played it. I think that's who got me playing it. And she would she would harvest crops for me and stuff. I wouldn't get back in time. Yeah, set you a timer and tell yourself when that timer goes off, I quit. No matter where I'm at or what I'm doing, it's just yeah. I never heard of them. I mean, like I said, she got me. I, I'm pretty sure it was her. She was needing stuff, and I need your help. If you'll come play this game, you'll be able to help me do this and do that. And she ended up helping me. But it was Farmville. And some other game grew off of that, but I don't remember what it was neither. I never played it. That sounds familiar. I've seen that or something. It was good. Well, uh, now I tell you one thing. You talking about thumbnails on my phone? For a few days there, they changed that to where something was already up there, and I did not know you could reach up there and tap it and change it. Uh, because used to it was blank, and then all of a sudden they started putting something up there, and then I was like, uh, when I was making my videos, I was like, oh, I can change it. I figured out I could change it. Okay, Meg. Yeah, it's almost midnight. I was going to do the countdown here. It's 11:54, and because I got to get up tomorrow and hopefully really go get my. You see what I used a while ago, Meg? That's what I'm doing to breathe. Uh, hello, hello, Brandon. Good to see you. But I figured out I could touch that and change the picture when I was uh, uploading on YouTube. But it used to be a blank screen, and you put what you wanted to up there. Yeah, Meg, you have to get that stuff to break up. I did it by accident. Don't tell me Stephanie's done popped in here too. Did you get your problem solved with your thumbnail? Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, do we have any ghosts running down the road you're having to chase today or anything wild going on? You're always sneaking around looking through the bushes, and we know that. And we go by the count, and we know how many people's in here, and then we get one or two that don't never say nothing. We pretty much know who it is. 13 hours of this. Well, I mean, we got Brandon and Stephanie. We got Eddie Family Farm and life on the Eddie Family Farm in here tonight. Ain't that? And they said something. I know most of y'all are surprised. No ghosts. They're being good, huh? Well, I know you wouldn't want to let out no secrets. Did you get the box, Brandon? Let's see if UPS. I forgot to look to see if they delivered it yet. I sent you something, Brandon. Yeah, I know. I sent you. I don't remember if I texted you or emailed you. One of the two. I told you what it was. All you gotta do is watch for it. Yeah. Now he's got to get some salt water. Stephanie, have you got your fly swatter handy tonight? Earlier, Brandon, I said if you get that box and it's got my name on it as the sender, it's just gonna be full of holes. He's gonna go, oh heck no, I ain't opening that. Yeah, that's uh that's what I told him. I said, I think back at the start of the video, I said, yeah, if he gets that box, you go, oh heck no. Start filling it full of holes. He won't open it. He wouldn't open it if I sent it. If he got a box from me tomorrow, after what I told him I was sending him, it would just be full of holes. Yeah, and that first picture I sent you, Brandon, uh, is nothing but a king snake. You said that was so big, well, nothing but a king snake. He was big. I don't think I want him to bite me because he had a pretty big mouth, but he was huge. He's still down there around the creek somewhere. Uh, I don't know. Now that other one that I sent you, that was poisons. Hey Kay, I see you drop by. Good to see you. I'll tell you, I was using the big DR mower in the field right behind the house here back months ago, and you're mowing out in front of you. It's pretty wide strip you're mowing out, and I'm mowing down through there, and all of a sudden I looked down and I saw this snake swivel off real quick, and I thought, oh, I just run over a snake. I looked down and there was a bunch of babies, about that long or so, and they were a whole bunch of them, and they were just wiggling and going crazy. I did my own little dance there because I had both of them handlebars, bad shoulder and all. Was my feet was in the air. Uh, I was getting away from that. Yeah. I pulled up to a gas station one time, and there was this girl out there, and she she looked like she was dressed for the '70s, early '70s. She dressed hippie style, I guess you could say. But she had snakes, and the canopy pole had a cement around it where the pole came down into up there. And she laid one up there, and she had one around her neck. It's like, okay, uh huh. Go ahead and play with your snakes, but do it over there. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I've heard them baby snakes can be pretty venomous from the freshly them young ones. Grounds Family Farms. Hello, good to see you, Kev. How's K2 doing? Have you got her out there feeding animals yet? Has she walking a mile or more? Snake under the shop. Well, I tell you what, the snakes they like warm places. So at nighttime, when it cools off, they go to the warmest place they can find. I remember years ago, well, if you went across Arizona, the rest areas and stuff, the snakes, you wouldn't see them during the daytime. It was hot and everything. But when the nights cool off, like in the desert, if there's cement around, they crawl out on the cement because the cement's holding the heat. And you had to walk the path to go up the rest area. You had to have a flashlight to keep from stepping on one sometimes. Just so happened. Yeah, they. Have you got that new album yet? Not up to a mile yet, but doing much better. We're good. 2 by 225. 2 by 2 strong. We're getting we've had some new visitors tonight. That's great. It's good to see y'all. I'm not talking about Brandon. He's always in the background. Yeah, I'm glad she's feeling doing good. She should be up running around. She still has that pain in her side though. No, he ain't got it yet. Yeah. Well, is Brandon still having side pains? Well, I've done been on about 8 minutes longer than I was going to, but people started showing up all at once. They waited till bedtime. But Brandon and Stephanie, you probably just probably got in the house. Without giving anything away, Brandon, Stephanie, have you seen any life on the hill? New life. You know what I'm talking about. Up top. And she's still having headaches, still getting headaches. Neil, you're responsible for people showing up late. You know I'm already seeing double. So Brandon goes back to the doctor tomorrow to have a few more tests done. You know, people say, well, I hope everything comes out good and they don't find nothing wrong. Well, I'm usually wanting them to find out what it is that's causing the problem that I went for and get it over with. And I mean, until, let's see, she hasn't got the staples out yet, has she? She's going to have some pain from those staples and stuff. All right, Brandon. Glad you stopped by and said something to us instead of just peeking through the bushes like that. You know, God bless and y'all take care. Keep on smiling. And if you ain't got nothing to smile about, walk out your front door and look around. God has blessed Brandon and Stephanie and the kids in more ways than sometimes probably I think they don't grasp it all. It can be overwhelming. Oh, let's see. I was asking about the staples. Did I miss it? And my eyes are starting to really having trouble reading anymore. Uh, well, I don't know if you answered me or not. Has she had her staples removed yet? I don't think. I forget what day you said. When or did you? I know you said something about it. Now they came out today. Okay. Well, that's going to be a little sore and going to send some nerve feelings, for a little while today. Yeah. Well, it's after midnight here. Duct tape. I had to hold her together. Duct tape to keep you together. I saw a guy who'd run off the road in a storm, slid off, had a fiberglass fender, and he was at a store there, and he was out in the parking lot, and he was taping that sucker up with that duct tape. I mean, he had duct tape going up, going inside the trunk, and had everything just taped. He wasn't going to lose it, and had the back bumper corner taped up, wrapped around it, and pulled up and taped on. Yeah. Ducks don't like it too much, do they? Well, I got some, because I bleed so easily, I've got some of that glue where you push it together and glue it together. When I was dealing with all those stickers in the driveway and I got stuck, it was it was running down, and it got my finger up high, and it was running down and dripping off my finger, and scared Peter to death. And there goes Stephanie. Stephanie, God bless. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you on your next live. I don't think I've ever missed one. Maybe one. Crazy glue. Years ago, my son. Yeah, Jason. Well, that's one way of doing it. And well, we're praying everybody has a good night. Meg, I hope we're doing the same for you. Uh, I must have fed the snakes early. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. Brandon's really scared of snakes. I mean, you can tell that just by watching the videos when he's accidentally run across one, or when they played that joke on him and made him think there was one. Because I thought he was going to go swimming with the snapping turtles. He'd rather do that than play with the snake. But yeah. So I know if a box had showed up at his house, he would have definitely he'd have took it out there, and if he didn't waste a bunch of lead on it, he would have took it out there and tried to drown it or something. Yeah, I thought he was going in the pond. Well, man, our prayers are with you. And the sinuses get straightened out. Uh, you get some more strength and muscles in them arms to handle that weed whacker you got. That's just more than I can handle. That would have made a good video. You know, I mean, me falling off the road up there and falling down the ditch. And wait a minute, why does people like that kind of stuff? If somebody gets hurt or something, or somebody falls, people eat that up. I'm not, believe me, I'm not going to do something like that for no internet. I'm lucky to live through it if it happens. So I definitely ain't going to try to do it for internet. For a YouTube video, it would definitely have to be by accident. Actually, I have fallen once on video, but I never posted it. I deleted it out. When I fall now, it ain't like I used to. I jump back up on my feet, forget about it, and go on and never remember it. Now I'm stowed up for 2 or 3 days, or more, just trying to get things to work again after taking the fall. Yeah, well, the top part of the driveway there's a rock in that open space that goes through the trees, where I dragged a bunch of limbs through there and to the burn pile. If you watch my videos, you know what I'm talking about. Well, instead of going down around the rock in the tree, I tried to go up. I had a big old tree limb, and I tried to go straight up the rock because I didn't want to drag that tree limb around the tree. And I tried to step up on that rock and go that way, and my knee just wouldn't hold me. And needless to say, I started going this way, but since I was going uphill, I ended up going backwards. And yeah, I didn't get right up right away. Meanwhile, the camera was up there just videoing away, and I was like, "That's not going on That's not going on YouTube. That's not going on Facebook. I'm deleting that." Yeah. Well, I move my knees back and forth, swing my leg. All you hear is grinding. It sounds like there's somebody's in there using one of the old scrub clothes things that you scrub clothes with, wash clothes. Sounds just. I mean, uh, that's what my knees sound like. That's what they feel like too. But anyway, I'm glad y'all stopped in. Yeah, just be glad. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes, and I've thought about a few times of going live doing something like that I was doing, uh, and then I think better of it. Uh, I went and I watched a video, and I'm coming up, stepping up, and you see me go down, and then I disappear because I fell down past the camera view. So, but it wasn't a pretty landing. I do have some advantage of falling that uh, at least I know how to fall. Let's put it that way. If I have the time to do it, uh, that's some the years of martial arts. You learn to fall and roll and all that kind of stuff, and keep from hitting your head. And uh, but sometimes that don't work. It just don't work out that way. If it ain't now back, if I had done that same fall 45 years ago, I would have came back to my feet, popped right up, and go, "Whoa! Did you see that?" And that would have been the end of it. Yeah. But I've already got a messed up shoulder. So, that bad wreck I had up in Iowa back uh, in the mid 90s, that's my shoulder. They said it'd never be right. It would, I'd know it the older I got, the more I'd realize it. And they wasn't kidding. Just keep going till you reach the ground. Well, that's true, Neil. But there's ways you can fall that it don't hurt as bad. Well, I need some oxygen. This ain't working. Well, I'm glad everybody stopped in tonight. It was really good. All the new faces and people that stopped by, and it's good to. We'll keep Kay. We'll keep both the K's in our prayers, and go from there. Well, Neil, I broke one bone in my life, and that was my back, and that was on a 4-wheel accident. That's all. Let's all get some rest and let Neil. He's already started a new day. But Neil, you have a blessed day and keep on smiling, buddy. We don't have but a little over a week to go, and we're getting closer and closer. Yeah, Neil. Anyway, God bless everybody. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to see y'all, and y'all take care. See you next time. Just random things I do.